What's going on, guys? Harold here, Figuremania Show. Hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. And in today's video, I'm giving you guys a look at the brand new Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Star Trek. So these are the 3/4 inch figures from Hiya Toys, and these are based on the Star Trek 2009 movie that was filmed by J.J. Abrams that starred Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto. Yes, so one of my favorite movies in my movie collection, and it's really cool to see that we're getting these figures 15 years later after the movie was released. So it's kind of cool to have this. Now, I am a big Star Trek fan. For those of you who may not know, you know, when I was a kid, I loved collecting all the ships and stuff. I'm a huge Trekker, but I was never into the figures themselves until these guys came along, and I was like motivated to get these. And I got to give a special shout out and thank you to Hiya Toys for sending me out these figures for review. And so I wanted to show you guys the packaging of these figures first. So I haven't done any toy photography with them yet, because I wanted to show you guys the packaging of these figures, because I think they look really neat. So let me show you first Captain Kirk. So all the packages have the image of the handsome Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. So here we have Captain Kirk. And if we turn them around, then we have some stills of our figure. So pretty cool. So I'll put him back over here. Now let's look at Spock. So I'm very excited to open up Spock. So I don't know if you guys can see. There's a lot of light. I use a lot of light in my room for recording. But Spock does have the Vulcan salute. So I can't wait to see that. I'll show you guys that in a minute. All right, and we have Dr. McCoy, Bones McCoy. So this, you know, he was played by Carl Urban. I love Carl Urban a lot. I think he's a fantastic actor. All these guys here are fantastic actors, but I have a special place in my heart for Carl Urban. I mean, he's really cool. All right, so just to turn him around. So pretty cool stuff. So now I'm going to rip open the packages, and the packages will become, you know, just, you know, disposable, and we'll take a look at the figures themselves. And here we finally have the figures out of the package, and these figures look fantastic. I've been fiddling around with them and things, and I'm very impressed with these figures, especially for the scale. Now, a couple of things to note that I will tell you guys in a moment or so. Now, whenever you guys get a Hiya Toys product, you always get like these little H shapes, and I couldn't figure out what they were, I should say, and I finally figured it out. So I'm gonna flip these guys over like this. You can connect the bases of your Hiya Toys figures, because they always have like these little things here, these little these spaces here, and you can connect your bases like that. So it's never explained in the packaging, you know, and I asked around people and nobody knew, but I finally figured it out myself and things. So that's what these are. So if you guys are interested in knowing, if you guys have figures like this, you can connect their bases all together. So now the bases are really cool. So each figure has the same base. Let me take off Dr. McCoy's, and I will show you. Oh, there you go. So it's got this really cool design. It's got the Star Trek logo there on the floor of it and things, and very nice. So they're all the same, and I'm just gonna connect this back. Okay, I got the figure back on its display stand. Let's look at Captain Kirk. So each figure has their. Let me zero in on him, and you know, for its scale, I think this looks like Chris Pine. I think this is very well done. I really like it. So I'll show you the other figures in a minute, but I just want to show you guys the articulation. So it's got good, pretty good range. Okay, so can't look up that much or things. I don't know if it doesn't feel like there's any neck movement to it and things. Not like what you get with like with a 6-inch figure. If there is, it's very minimal. Okay, but at least there's you know, you can turn his head at least, which is cool. You can give him the T-pose. So he's got very good shoulders. You can turn his arms all the way around. Very nice. Okay, and then the elbows you can turn. You can also pull these off. I managed to pull off by accident Dr. McCoy's arms, but you can put them back in. And the hands, I just want to touch the hands on each figure. They're all interchangeable, so you can swap them out between other characters and things. You can even put the Vulcan salute, Spock's Vulcan salute hand on Captain Kirk's if you wanted to do that. So that's pretty cool. And so for the legs, you can give them the Van Damme splits if you wanted to do that. He can kick that high. So very good articulation, especially for again for the scale. So, and you got good ankle movement. You got good pivoting and things. So like if I pose him well, he can do a high kick. And he's got double jointed knees, which is very interesting. That's cool. So he's got double jointed knees. Very nice. And the plastic on this figure is pretty soft. Like the shirt, it's like of a soft material. Now you can't get much of a crunch because of the shirt getting in the way. But I think this is pretty good for what it is. So you still can get some pretty good posing and stuff, action poses like how you see in the movies and things. So I think this is very cool. I really like the engineering of the figure. It's very, very nice. And at least like the material on this is soft enough where you can get a little bit of a crunch. Not too much, but you can. Okay, so you can swivel the body and things. So this is all pretty good. Now let's look at Spock. I think this looks pretty damn good. It looks somewhat like Zachary Quinto, but definitely you know it's Spock. Really nice. And again, the Vulcan salute hand. Very, very cool. I mean, you cannot have a Spock figure without the Vulcan salute, which is really cool. I really like this. Okay, and if you notice, I have his belt on already. Okay, now it's in the solicitation photos. Let me show you guys. In the solicitation photos, the belt is over the shirt, but however, as you can see here, it's not over the shirt on my Spock figure. Now, this is the belt for Captain Kirk. Now, you can disassemble the belt, but good luck trying to slip this little part back into this little hole. I spent about 40 minutes trying to get this thing back in there, and I could not. So, you know, I finally gave up because I'm worried that I'm going to break it. I think I'm going to have to, I don't know, maybe put crazy glue on this part, wait for it to dry to harden a bit, and then, you know, connect it back in. But guys, do not, if you guys don't want the hassle, I recommend that you do not disassemble the belt like I did. So if you want to put the belt on your figure, you have to slip it on them like slipping an underwear on them, and that's what I did with Spock, as you can see here. So that's how I was able to get that, and it actually looks okay. It kind of doesn't hinder the articulation too much or at all. Okay, so you can still get good posing, you know, even though like the belt is not over the shirt. And these accessories are pretty cool. I mean, you can slip on his phaser in his holster and things. You can do the same thing with Captain Kirk's, and you have the communicator in here too. So let me just pull it out. They're tiny, so you guys have to be careful with Dr. McCoy's stuff. I mean, they're so small that be careful not to drop them, especially if you have a carpet and things. Good luck finding this. I mean, there's two of these. There's a silver one and then there's a bronze one. Okay, so here's the communicator for, let me just put them down. They're tiny. I mean, they're so tiny that like I have a hard time managing these things. Okay, so let me put Spock back on his base. Dr. McCoy is reprised by Carl Urban, and I think, not sure if it entirely looks like Carl Urban, but I think it looks okay. It looks somewhat like him, which is cool, you know. But I think it's really nice. And with Dr. McCoy, you get like this little this pouch here you can just slip over. Very easy. Okay, and with Dr. McCoy, he comes. I showed you like these little silver and bronze things. Like they're hypo sprays, I guess, but they're so tiny. Let me see if I can zero in. Like I have a hard time even holding them in my fingers because they're so small. You see that? Okay, so you can you can use that to you can show like he's like giving a hypo shot for at somebody. I don't know. And then you have this part here. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is the tricorder. Is this the tricorder? I really don't know. Okay, but this is like the holster, and then like you put the tricorder in here. But I can't. I've been looking at his packaging, and I don't see any place where he can hold that, or he can put it on him. So I really don't know how to how to get this on him, if you can at all. Before we get into some size comparisons, I recommend that you guys get like a Ziploc bag, you know what I mean, and put all your stuff in there so that you don't lose them. I mean, they're so small that if you live in a house with a carpet and that falls into this part here, falls into your carpet, good luck finding it. And for the first size comparison here, we have the Exquisite Mini Judge Dredd and Judge Anderson from Hiya Toys, and I think this is pretty cool. And our next size comparison, we have the Hammond Collection Alan Grant and Claire and Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park line. The next size comparison, we have some 3/4 inch figures of Men in Black. So we have Agent J and Agent K. So if you guys didn't know, apparently there were some Men in Black figures back then, and I was lucky enough to find these ones. And for the last size comparison, we have Darth Vader. Rest in power, Mr. James Earl Jones. And that's it for this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do think that these figures are really cool to have for you Star Trek fans like myself. These are fun figures to own in your collection for sure. You just have to be careful. Do have a Ziploc bag where you can store all the accessories that comes with these figures and all that. Very posable for the scale and things, and they're fun. And I will be doing some toy photography, so I'll show you guys that next. And yeah, guys, and I'm very much looking forward to the 6-inch versions of these figures that Hiya Toys will be releasing very soon. And there's more Star Trek products to come from Hiya Toys, so I'm very much looking forward to that. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.